So today was the lecture on scripting and hosting. It's the end of day 3. This was probably the lecture that I was the most prepared for in terms of practice ahead of time, ahead of this class, because it's kind of like what George and I do for most of the production process that happens for Science Out Loud. So whenever we work with our students in the individual seasons, this is basically what we do with them, just a little bit more formalized and for a longer period of time. It is so hard to teach good hosting because it's one of those things that you can sit and read about and you can watch a bunch of case studies and it just doesn't matter until you try to adopt it yourself. I had planned all this material where it would be like, there were all these videos of various hosts, and it was going to be sort of a similar exercise to day 1 to all those YouTube videos where they would go through and they would write, some of the qualities that they liked and try to see what they wanted to take on for themselves. But we just totally scrapped it, and I think honestly it was much better that we did. The hosting thing is hard in helping the students really be comfortable with their own voice and their own persona on screen. It's really important, so I don't want to distract from that at all. One of the students wanted to minimize her presence on screen. I don't want the students here to sell themselves short on the power that they have as a practitioner of some of the science and the engineering to default to a type of video that a lot of other people can make. These students are not the best hosts. Finding like a Neil deGrasse Tyson at MIT, you can't bank on that, and I don't mean that in a mean way. Perhaps I should rephrase this. Maybe they can cut this out. It is an imprudent thing to assume that we're going to find the next Bill Nye at MIT. We can expect the students to become like Hank Green and to make the next SciShow. Like, that's an unfair expectation to have. But the value proposition that they offer here, which I think is so powerful, which I think is the most important thing, that someone like Michael Stevens on Vsauce can't do and SciShow can't do, is that they are the scientists. They are the people who worked in the industry. They are the actual naval engineers. That is something for me personally is so important to highlight. So to make themselves evident, I think, is really important. To make themselves the hosts, to make themselves visible, to make their persona and their actual personal stories part of the video, I think, is important. Whether you're in front of a camera or you're on a stage or you're on a podium giving a talk, the habit of falling back into this monotonous, robotic, or perceived persona that you think you have to take on totally happens all the time. So I think it's a relevant lesson that people can take with them after this class is over. I'm definitely rambling at this point. Maybe it's because George did most of the talking today. But I think it went okay.